In this video, we explore all the stages leading to the installation of the MightyWorks Opti-Glide systems. First, we unpack the boxes and organize the many parts and pieces we need for this process. We lay out all the parts and sub-assemblies to make sure everything needed is accounted for and ready for installation. We also spread all the various components for each lane. All the tracks come fully assembled, but we will need to tighten and adjust the screws on each clamp as necessary. Next, the tracks are raised up to the I-beam. We position the rail at a 45-degree angle to make sure everything is lined up correctly, then we slide it into the I-beam. Once the rails are up, we tighten the screws on each clamp to secure the system into place on the supporting I-beam. Leveling the tracks is a critical aspect of the installation. We use laser leveling tools and manual levels while tightening the screws for each supporting plate. This is extremely important because the rails need to be aligned with the room for calibration to work properly. Next, the carriage and lifter column are installed onto the rails. We begin the process by assembling the carriage. It comes in a few different parts which must be put together and screwed in. Each plate lines up with the base, and the carriage plate will be the surface that moves back and forth onto the rails, making the entire calibration system work. The column, or lifter module, is tightened onto the carriage. The entire structure will then slide seamlessly onto the rails. Both the carriage and the lifter subassembly are the core of the Opti-Glide. Next, we mount the bridge to the lifter module. The bridge supports the display monitor and a lighting fixture. For user convenience, the bridge height on the column can be adjusted at any time. The bridge can slide forward or backwards by loosening the holding screws and moving it to the desired position. Now that the bridge is mounted, we can complete the final step of leveling the rails, which involve running a laser down the tracks on the bridge and adjusting the rails based on the laser image created on the wall. The chart installation begins with building the chart's supporting frame. The frame comes in various pieces that are assembled by our team. One of the most important part of this structure is the wooden handles, which are screwed onto the top and bottom of the frame. These are designed to allow the user to move the chart without touching the frame itself. The frame is attached to the bridge with SRP locking bolts that can be screwed onto the top of the structure. The bolts slide onto the bridge and are secured by screws. Next, we unwrap the chart itself while being very careful not to touch the surface, particularly on the various resolution patterns. The chart then slides easily into the frame. Next, we install the monitor, which will be used to display the location of the carriage on the rails. It is screwed onto a swiveling bracket that allows for convenient tilting adjustment. The power cord and HDMI cable are connected and the monitor is ready for use. In order to allow for seamless movement on the rails, we need to feed in a chain that will run along the entire lane. We run power to the carriage by creating a chain that will contain all the necessary cords. We simply attach the links of the chain, feed in the power cords, and unroll it to slide all the way down the rails. On top of the carriage, the base of the power cord is attached with zip ties. In order to install the linear encoder magnetic strip, we must first attach its track along the center of the rail. Once this is done, we carefully slide the strip onto the track and secure it with Allen keys. Building the camera pedestal starts with laying down the paper template, which will come rolled up and contain the exact measurement for the legs of the pedestal. We measure and align using a standard level and our laser measuring system. Then we drill into the ground straight through the paper. Once all 16 holes are drilled, we remove the paper and finish centering the feet on the ground. From here, the legs will attach to the feet and the entire multi-stage platform will rest on top. The camera stand can come with 3 optional trays that rest on different parts of the pedestal. The top one is created to be the right size for a laptop, although it can hold anything the user desires. Beneath that are multiple trays that either rest on the stand or swivel in and out using a small lever. Now we can mount the camera on the pedestal. Simply align the camera film plane to the laser beam and the distance will be displayed on the monitor in real time. The MightyWorks Opti-Glide camera and system calibration structure is now installed. For the camera rental house, this means faster checkouts and less staff intervention. For the operator, it's a simpler, faster, and far more precise process. For any additional information on the Opti-Glide system, visit our website at mightyworks.com.